Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm speaking quietly because my boyfriend is now asleep and I forgot to film an intro, so I figured I should just get on here and do it before I take it all off and go to sleep. Hopefully you can hear me well enough. This is just going to be a playtime video of a bunch of new products that I acquired, some of them in the Sephora Rouge sale that just happened, and a couple of fun surprises along the way. The one thing I didn't get in the Rouge sale but wanted to show you guys is the new Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette. This isn't a first impressions, but I thought you guys would like to see it. I think this is a great transition from Halloween into November and into the holidays. We're still feeling a little bit of that Halloween hangover, or at least I'm feeling the Halloween hangover. This face held up really good. It's 1:05 now, and I finished filming this video about 6:30 and I still look pretty cute. Anywho, if you want to know how I got this look using a bunch of new products for the first time on camera, keep on watching. And before I get too shiny, let's get started. Okay, bye. Yes, my Halloween lights are still up. I'm still not over Halloween. Fight me. It is November and it is already going much too fast, but let's just play with some new makeup. There was a Rouge sale recently, so I decided to take that opportunity to buy everything on my wish list, or nearly everything that I could actually get my hands on. Thank you again for all the love on my Halloween video. It was a treat to feel all that positive energy. I'm going to try and use as much new makeup as possible that you haven't seen yet, as close to a full face of first impressions that we can get. The first big one, and I wanted to use this in October, but I just didn't have time. But one of them being this guy. Oh my god, I'm so excited to actually use this on camera. I have been playing with it for a little while. It's not going to be a pure first impressions on this bad boy, but I did want to get into this palette a little bit before showing it to you guys, just so I was a little bit more familiar with it and how the shadows work. Oh my gosh. If you had to boil me down to like 10 colors, this is it. This is my whole jam right here. Look at these. That's my whole jam. So today I think I'm going to, because as we all know, green is my favorite color. We know. I'm going to actually dive into probably this half today. I have been playing around with this half, but this is like kind of the sort of everyday wearable sort of neutrals, which is gorgeous, but I'm just not feeling that today. I've got some freshly cleaned brushes. I haven't washed them since the Halloween video, so it was long overdue. I want to do something that'll kickstart November in the right direction. I've noticed in the last couple of videos that where my eyeshadow has gone badly, I am afraid that maybe that primer potion from Urban Decay that I've been using a lot might be the culprit. So today I'm just gonna do a little experiment. I'm just going to throw some concealer onto my eyes and see if the blending game is any different. So I just took some of my Age Rewind concealer on the back of my hand. This is just the leftover concealer that I used to carve out my brows, which ever since shaving half of them off, I've actually been having a lot of fun. I've been feeling very creative with them lately. Still getting the hang of them, but it does free you up a little bit to play with the shape. At this point, I think I'm just gonna keep them that way. I do get to have a lot more brow bone space up in this region here, and that's really fun to play with the sort of shape of my face in general. Everything just kind of gets pulled up. We're gonna take a freshly washed Pro 7E. The name has almost been worn off. I use this brush a lot. You know that. With a still sort of tacky base, I'm going to dip into Mochi here, which actually I don't think I've used yet. This is like one of the shades that I haven't dipped into yet, which I'm really excited about. And we're just gonna take the Pro 7E and set that sort of as a base transition for our crease. But yeah, we're gonna take that all the way up and out into the brow bone and like kind of get some blend going. Terribly sorry for all the times I was out of focus in the last video. It has been a kind of a struggle. I'm just a dummy and don't know how to save certain settings that worked for me. You know, I was filming something else in a different setting. The manual settings would just end up getting lost, and then I would have to start from scratch, and me not knowing what I'm doing, that would be difficult. I've been just using some of the automated settings in hopes that maybe the camera knows better than I do, which, you know, is absolutely possible. See, look at all the space I get to blend into now. It's fucking awesome. Awesome. Okay, now we are going to take a smaller blending brush. Big surprise! An M441 one. We're going to dip into Fire OG, which is just the next green shade down, further deepening. If you've guessed already, this isn't going to be a revolutionary eye look. With deeper shades like this, I like to stamp it into place first before going and swiping, deepening out that outer third, and then sort of like bringing it into the crease. I want to bring that crease quite high up in the orbital bone, just to give me some extra lift and space to put down more eyeshadow. And if it gets messy in this corner, don't worry, we will put on foundation and clean that up. As you can kind of see, I don't experience a lot of fallout with this palette. I have experienced fallout with the metallic shades. One of them's very flaky. These greens are some of the nicest greens. I've been really looking for some warm army green eyeshadows to play with, and these definitely do not disappoint. Sometimes I just think my eyelids in general are a weird shape. Sort of the shape of them and just the veininess of them make blending sometimes a little on the tricky side. I'm sure you've all noticed. We're just gonna work through it and, you know, learn, laugh, and play together. I'm gonna try and blend some more mochi into this a little bit. I think the last step in our crease will be going into the deepest green shade in the palette, which is Leo right here. Gonna take a M514, go into that. You can kind of see like this one's a little bit more on the yellowy green side, and this one's just a touch more on the foresty green side. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, with the Get the Most Out of Your Palette series and the Modern Renaissance, what kind of look would you like to see me do next? Do you want to be super dramatic? Do you want to be smoky, sultry? Do you want it to be a little more on the avant-garde side? A little more on the wearable everyday side? Just give me your thoughts. That deepest shade, I really want to get into this lower lash line just so that the liner has like a place to come from. Ooh! Now that I have that at an acceptable place for me for today, because today I'm not really doing anything fancy. I'm just going to a friend's house to play some board games. If my eyeshadow isn't blended enough, I have a feeling they won't be offended by it. I'm going to take my favorite brush for packing on metallic eyeshadow. It's the baby one I got from MAC. I don't know what it is because it's so old, but it is the perfect shape for packing on metallic eyeshadows in a soft way. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to take gold and we're just going to start packing that on. Now this one's not quite nearly as flaky as Gemini is. I'm also taking this up closer to where we carved out that new crease on the inner third. This is also a dry brush, just so you're aware. I have not put down any glitter glue primer either. This is just straight up what the shadow does on a dry lid, which I believe speaks for itself in many ways. On the other side of the brush, I'm just gonna flip it over. Take a little bit of mochi, buff that into where the two shades meet, and then take that brush that we had Leo on and just give it a quick buff. Because I just want to showcase as many of the shadows as I can in this one look, I'm actually going to grab that Gemini shade, the bronzy one. I think I'm gonna pop that into my inner corner. We'll see how that works. If I don't like it, I'll change it. But I think I'm just gonna drag that farther into the inner third. You can kind of see where all the fallout's happening. This is the one shade that just has like so much fallout. And I just tried to wipe away some of this fallout and I just made it worse. So yeah, this is turning out really nicely. I feel like I might just botch it all up at this moment in time. But in the spirit of trying new things, today we're gonna try out a new eyeliner. So I thought I'd give the Fenty Beauty Flyliner a try, just because I hear a lot of good things about it. I want to see for myself if it is worth the price tag. Like once I have an empty of something and I need to replace it with something else, it's nice to be able to try something different, especially if you're trying to find your favorite one, like your holy grail, which I thought I had, but then that brand turned out to be owned by an anti-vaxxer. So we're gonna give Riri a try. The felt tip eyeliner is really, really choice. Look at that precision. We're just gonna do a little wing, maybe a big one. I don't know actually. We'll see how it goes. If I say little, then the eyeliner is gonna be like, no. Ooh, it's very smooth. feels really precise. Ooh, I like that very much. I'm gonna go perfect this off camera and add some mascara, and we'll be right back. Boosh. Okay, I just finished up my liner and lashes off camera. These are Slayer lashes from Rouge and Rogue. I just had a quick break and I went to the bathroom and looked at my eyebrows from far away and realized that they're a little crazy. Or at least this one is. This one kind of makes me look evil, which, like, I mean, I'm not super mad at, actually kind of here for it. In keeping with the spirit of trying new things on camera for the first time today, we're gonna try a new foundation. I've been saving this for a good occasion. Today is as good as any. We're gonna do the Light Illusion foundation from Flower Beauty. We have to prime. I'm just gonna use a little bit of primer water. That's not new. Although I've been kind of itching to try a new primer out. I just don't know which one because I don't know what my skin's doing at any given day. It's oily in the T-zone. It's a little bit textured, so I feel like it needs moisture, but it also needs pore filling in here. We're just gonna actually just take 1 or 2 pumps and hope to God that this is a good match. Ooh, it's really like creamy. I thought this was gonna be a lot like the consistency of the Vitalist Elixir foundation. I don't know, this has a different texture to it altogether. It's like thicker in a way, which I wasn't expecting. Ooh, it oxidizes though. Because my foundation brush is currently drying right now and I don't feel like using a sponge, I'm gonna go in with my trusty Clarisonic. It is great for blending foundation down the neck. If you have a Clarisonic at home and you are wondering if the foundation attachment is something you should even fuck with, I'd say go for it because it's only like 30 bucks for a replacement head. And if you've already invested in one of these tools already, you might as well. Sometimes it makes places like here, right in between your eyeballs, a little tricky to blend. I honestly used like the lightest pressure possible. You just kind of let the Clarisonic do the work for you, which is kind of the whole point. What I am gonna do though, while I have this Clarisonic out, is use a bit of the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick in Blaze. I hate doing this, but we're just gonna go right in with the stick itself. And while I haven't set my face yet, I'm going to just do a little bit of contouring with some cream. I just realized I'm gonna show up to this board game night looking real extra. So far I'm liking this foundation. It does remind me a little bit of the Vitalist Elixir. That's a good thing because that's a really bomb foundation. So just an old concealer. I didn't buy anything new. Try and cover that behemoth. This chin is just it's just a minefield right now, so just ignore it. I'm actually gonna take this underneath where I contoured as well, just to give a little extra something. Some days you just want to feel extra snatched. To blend this out, I'm going to go in with a new sponge. Well, new to me. It's old sponge, but I've heard so many great things about it. I'm really excited. It's the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, which feels so nice. Like the texture of this sponge is really satisfying. And also the new powder. I got the new Milk Makeup Blur and Set. I've been waiting a long time to try this out because everywhere I go is always sold out of it. Ooh, this sponge is fun. I like the flat side. It just blended that under eye concealer in like 5 seconds. Before I go ahead and blend out these creases under my eyes, I'm just gonna pop this open because I've seen some people on the struggle bus with this powder. Ugh. Can't quite get enough product out. So you gotta powder down this face real quick. So we're just gonna have to see how that holds up. Hitting up the rest of the face. We are just about done. I went ahead and just finished up the rest of my face off camera because none of that is a new product and you've seen it about a billion times. We're gonna finish off the look with a lip. First off though, I am going to take this new Artist Color Pencil. I'm slowly accumulating all of them, I have a feeling. Versatile Chestnut, lining my waterline. I'm going to use this liner in particular to line my lips also. Let's go ahead and line the lips. I'm gonna go over all of that with one of the new NYX Strictly Vinyls. While I was on my Rouge rampage, I got to hit up the NYX store. The girl there was like, have you tried these? And I said no, and she said they're really, really good. This was one of her favorite colors. This one is called Bombshell. So let's give it a go. That is really opaque, which is great for a pigmented gloss. It's not super gummy. It's not doing that stringy thing. Love that. That is the completed look, guys. I'm super happy with how this turned out. I've been really looking forward to using the Gemini palette on camera for you guys. It's just definitely one of my favorite palettes right now, and I'm really glad that I purchased it. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it just because the tones of the palette are my dream tones in eyeshadows. I mean, come on, just like look at the packaging. It's just the most stunning. I love it so much. I like the foundation. I need to wear it for a little bit longer before I give my final thoughts on that. It is very glowy. Even when I use a mattifying powder over top of it, it's still really shining through. I did like the liner. It does have a more satiny vinyl finish than a matte one, but it glides on really, really smoothly. It has a really fine, precise tip, so it has excellent dexterity. If you guys have any eye primer recommendations out there, please let me know. What else did I use that was new? The new powder. Yes, it's not as mattifying as I thought it was going to be, although it is competing with a very, very, very dewy foundation, so I might also try that again. As far as the way it brightened under my eyes, it did a great job. I do already have a couple of creases here. The creasing isn't so bad under the eyes. I mean, like, there's no getting around the fact that I just crease really heavily under the eyes no matter what. And the new lip vinyl from NYX is really, really cool. The texture is something I was not expecting. I was expecting it to be much more gloppy. It's definitely not as annoying as I thought it was going to be, and the color is completely opaque. There was like no patchiness whatsoever. I kind of want to pick up a couple more and see how they wear. So as far as everything goes, I'm pretty pleased with how all these new products turned out. I'm really, really happy with my Sephora Rouge haul. I am running late to play some board games with my friends, some whom I haven't seen in a while, and I'm really, really excited to go do that. So I'm gonna go do that in this really extra as fuck makeup. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the products that I tried today. Do you want to purchase them? And if you do have them, do you like them or do you not? I just want to know your thoughts, as always. Oh yeah, no, I'm starting to get really shiny in that T-zone. We're gonna see how this night pans out. If you like me, if you like this channel, if you like this face, just give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a great deal. Also, while you are here and while you are lurking, please subscribe. You can follow me on other social media. My Instagram is @Madelaide, the same way it is spelled here, and my Twitter, which is not very often used, but sometimes it is @MadSuds, which is MADDSUDZ. All right, please be kind and generous to everyone that you meet out there in the world today, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.